How's it hanging, YouTube? This is King of Feral Imps, and today I have a Traptrix deck profile. Now, of course, as you remember, I do have a lot of these cards in real life in nice shiny gold, but, due to some recent developments and just cards that I don't have, and of course, I've been playing this version online and been loving it so far. I'm doing it on YGO Pro anyway, so let me know what you think of it down in the comments below as I go through this, explain some choices, different cards, how they might work, and again, this is a version I'm currently working on. I mean, then again, every deck is subject to change, so also before I begin, I just want to remind you that I do have a Pokemon channel. It is called GatorX. Just recently, I reached 200 subscribers on there, so thank you guys for doing that. That's been so amazing. I've been having a lot of fun on that channel, making Pokemon content, especially with Sun and Moon coming out, and some of the hype on Pokemon Go. If you enjoy Pokemon, or if you're new to it, go ahead and check out my channel, because that'd be really, really cool if you could do that, because we're doing fun things there. First of all, for monsters is 3 Traptrix Myrmilio. Obviously the most important Traptrix monster, unaffected by normal trap hole cards, and when it's normal summon, you add a whole normal trap card from your deck to your hand. Special summon, destroy one spell or trap card your opponent controls, so it's just very useful. Obviously the main one, you're going to want to have it in hand and normal summon it, but if you end up special summoning it, then hey, you get a free pop, so that, that's very useful, and that comes in handy, in this deck if, say, there's some back row you're dealing with, here and there, but mostly you just want to add the trap holes, which, I don't know, I love Myrmilio, the second best insect monster in the game, I would argue. Then is 3 Traptrix Dionea. This one's a plant, though. That's the thing with Traptrix, they are plants and insects, but that does come in handy depending on, how you decide to use it in certain times. So this one, when she is normal summon, you can target one Traptrix monster in your graveyard, special summon it in face of defense position. People call that, Wolfberg effect. She's better than Wolfberg, obviously, because has other effects. When special summon, you get to target a trap hole card in your graveyard and set it to your field, but banish it during the end phase of your next turn if it's still in the field. So that comes in handy. That lets you recycle some of your trap hole cards, and if you get to special summon it, set it, and then during your opponent's turn, you can go ahead and activate it. Normally, you'll want to grab the better ones, the better trap hole cards, or the ones that can be used at different times. Your opponent will know it's coming, so either they won't do anything, which still is good for you, or they'll try to bait it out, and at least you'll get rid of something. Different things here and there, but it still comes in handy. Best part is, of course, if by chance you don't know, if you do use that trap hole card that was set, it goes to the graveyard and it is not banished as a result. So that becomes extremely useful, getting to reuse a lot of these cards. And again, if it does get banished, well then, big whoop, it was in the graveyard anyway. So after that is 2 Traptrix Atrax. Now, of course, she has the effect that unaffected by trap hole cards, but has another great effect that you can activate whole normal trap cards from your hand. So this, as long as the, so if she's on the field, as long as the requirement for that trap hole card is met, you can play it from your hand. On top of that, the activation and effects of normal trap cards on your side of the field cannot be negated. So the activation and effects, so that does stop, various cards that would negate a trap hole card, or any, really any normal trap, as long as it's a normal trap. For this reason, when she first came out, Mirror Force was really cool, because then your opponent can't negate Mirror Force, or any of the other Force cards, especially like Air Force or Rippling Mirror Force, are pretty good. I'm not utilizing any of those currently, just because I want to focus on what I have here, but you could definitely try that out, just because you have just some extra guarantee that one of your Force cards isn't going to get negated if your opponent happens to have something that would do that. Aside from that, he's mostly here for, I guess, fodder, but she has some good solid effects, and in my opinion is the cutest of all the Traptrix, but well, that's neither here nor there. Then is 2 Traptrix Nepenthes. She's also unaffected by the normal trap cards, and then if you activate a normal trap hole card, and except during the damage step, you get to add to your hand or special summon 1 Traptrix monster from your deck, except one of her. You can only use it once per turn, so it's if you activate a normal trap hole card, like while she's face up on the field. That's why she has 2,000 defense. She's meant more to be you have her on the field, activate a trap hole card, get rid of your opponent's monster, and then since you activated that trap hole card, you get to add another one. Normally you can add Myrmilio, because then you can during your turn you can normal summon or grab more, or you can grab Dionea, normal summon next turn, special summon, go for an Xyz play, or or go for an Xyz player, just get some big monsters. It's very useful. And I'm using two of these two copies of each of the I get, technically these aren't the good ones, I guess. These two are the best ones, obviously being played in hat, but I mean these two are good also. Using them, you kind of use them, I guess, as fodder in a way, but they still come in handy. They're still pretty good with they fit with everything in the deck. That's it for the Traptrix monsters. After that, support monsters 3 Heroic Challenger Assault Halberd. Now this guy's a pretty interesting monster. He basically has a Cyber Dragon effect. You can special summon him if your opponent controls a monster and you control nothing. He does have a great, he does inflict piercing battle damage, and when he inflicts any damage, whether it be through piercing or direct damage, you get to add a heroic card from your deck to your hand. So he does search out more copies of himself, and he's just a very good, strong monster, because you can get to the point where you aren't really going to summon like beaters in the deck. Normally you'll just have these, keep them on the field to maintain some advantage, and you'll be adding trap hole cards from your deck to your hand, so you can deal with whatever your opponent has. And then Assault Halberd can go ahead and attack, add more. Again, he does special summon himself, so you could special summon Assault Halberd, normal summon Myrmilio, add a trap card with Myrmilio. You can keep him on the field and attack, or you can Xyz with them, which is really handy. He's just kind of a free monster. Really, in a way, one of the best free monsters. Or there are different ones you could try out, you can play, but I just happen to really like Assault Halberd. After that, 3 Max C. So in this deck, you do need some draw power. You need to at least be able to get to your Myrmilio first, or as soon as possible. Any of your trap hole cards, any of your other Traptrix monsters. So Max C does come in handy. It is an insect type monster, so it does have some synergy as far as that goes, and it's just really helpful. Again, I mentioned Myrmilio was the second best insect monster in the game. Max C is pretty much the first best. After that, just 2 copies of Lone Fire Blossom. Again, this is a plant, so you can go ahead and search them out. Since we're not playing so many of them, but go ahead and Lone Fire Blossom into Dionea. Then you get to take a trap hole card from your graveyard, put it back on the field. That's pretty cool. Or you can at least just get one on the field to maintain some advantage. It lets you at least bring out Nepenthes in defense mode, so you can get the effect when you activate a trap hole card. After that, just 1 Glow Up Bulb. Again, it's an earth plant, so some synergy, but mostly it's there to be a level 1 tuner and to make synchro monsters. After that is 2 Twin Twister. Now, Twin Twister obviously is the better kind of version of MST. Normally, I don't like playing Twin Twister completely without, MSTs, just because in the worst case scenario, you don't have a card to discard for Twin Twister, or you really don't want to. But I mean, in a deck like this, it works out, because Myrmilio is pretty much an MST when she's special summoned. So at least, you get to play 2 Twin Twisters, get rid of heavy back row, discarding stuff, like the Lone Fire. Like, you can go ahead and discard a Lone Fire, because it's good fodder. And then, in worst case scenarios, or in other scenarios, you can go ahead and bring out Myrmilio, and that works out. After that, 2 Magical Planter. This is something I tried out back when I played Ninja Traptrix, but I ended up liking it because there were still some good continuous traps that you could play and have some synergy with. So Magic Planter is just some good draw power. After that, 2 Pot of Duality. Normally you could play 3, because ideally your first turn is summon Myrmilio, search a card, set 4. But say if you don't draw that Myrmilio, you can go ahead and Duality into it. Only playing 2 because we could special summon in a turn with we have Assault Halberd, we have Lone Fire, we have Dionea, and then Xyz monsters, and then Instant Fusion. Obviously, Instant Fusion is for the Norden. That's it. As far as trap hole cards, playing 1 Void Trap Hole, 1 Time Space Trap Hole, 1 Deep Dark Trap Hole, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, and then 2 Chasm of Spikes, which does count as a trap hole card. So, all of these do different things. You know what a Bottomless does? Banish and destroy and banish a monster with 15 or more attack when it's summoned. Deep Dark Trap Hole, banish a level 5 or higher effect monster when it's special summoned. So this helps with, say, like synchros and stuff. Void Trap Hole. I loved Void Trap Hole when it first came out, and I played a bunch of them in nearly every deck, and nobody thought it was good. I had a bunch of them. I played them. I loved them. No one else caught on to it. But whenever I'd activate it, they're like, oh shoot, that's really good. Sorry. That's my bragging right there. When your opponent special summons a monster with 2,000 or more attack, negate the effects of one of those monsters with 2,000 or more attack, and then if you do, destroy it. So it comes in handy. The thing here, I don't know if many people know about it, but when it says negate the effect of that monster and then destroy it. It doesn't have to be a monster that's that when it's summoned has an effect. It could just be any effect monster, period. As long as it has an effect that you can negate, say like just you know how you can like Valor any monster even if it doesn't activate its effect? It's similar to that. The only thing it won't work on is if your opponent summons a Blue Eyes because there's no effect to negate, or if your opponent summons Gem Knight Pearl, there's no effect to negate. Pretty much anything else, as long as it has an effect, you can negate it and banish it, and destroy it. Then the time space is pretty good. When your opponent special summons a monster from the hand or extra deck, shuffle them all back into the deck, and then lose 1,000 life points for each return monster. It's like all right, but just the upside is that we can search it. It's just useful. Traptrix, Trap Hole, Nightmare. This one is interesting. It doesn't work when it's summoned. It works to negate the effect of a monster that was special summoned this turn. Still really good. Some good effect negation here. Then 2 Chasm of Spikes. Chasm of Spikes, I absolutely love this card. It's a new one. I think out of the movie pack. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But when an opponent's monster that was normal or special summoned this turn declares an attack, destroy the attacking monster. And if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack of that monster. So this one, it's kind of like you remember that card Sakuretsu Armor everyone would play when they were a kid? It's like that, but it only works on a monster that was normal or special summoned this turn. And on top of that, you get some burn damage in there. And mostly, again, it is treated as a trap hole card, so you get to search it out with Myrmileo, bring it back with Dionaea, activate it from your hand with Atrax, and then search off of it with Nepenthes. Just some good synergy. After that, just one Vanity's Emptiness. Yes, this deck is a little slower because we're not always going to be able to special summon on our turn, but so Vanity's Emptiness can help bring your opponent down to your pace, keep them from special summoning a lot, and then like it just works out because if this is up, they can't special summon. Even if they do special summon, well, you got like a bunch of cards that you can stop that with. And again, with Magic Planner, you can turn it off if you want to go ahead and Xyz summon something. Then is 3 Naturia Sacred Tree. Naturia Sacred Tree is a great card. It has effects that go with, Naturia, but we don't play any Naturia monsters. Aside from that, you contribute, you contribute an Earth Insect type monster and special summon a level 4 or lower Earth Plant monster from your deck, or vice versa. So this lets you swap out Myrmileo for Dionaea, Dionaea for Myrmileo. Any insect you can swap it for a plant. That lets you make some good things. With Glow Up Bulb, you can sack Glow Up Bulb to bring out Myrmileo straight from the deck, pop a card. You can sack Max C to bring out Dionaea or Nepenthes straight from the deck if you happen to. That's why we're playing 3 Max C, just because worst comes to worst, you contribute it off. After that, just 3 Call the Haunted, helps with Xyz summoning, and then best of all, special summon Myrmileo, you get to pop a card. So this is pretty much our MST. And then if you go into an Xyz summon with this, it stays on the field, and then you get to Magic Planner it away. Yep. The extra deck, there's not much of the extra deck that I want to talk about, because really I just threw in whatever. Oh, shoot, you know what? We need Trishula, because we can actually play Trishula. So we have the 1 Norden for the instant fusion. We have the Trishula and the Naturia Beast, because you can go ahead and sync with them up. So Naturia Beast does need Earth Monster, so you can go ahead and... That's why we play the Glow Up Bulb. Glow Up Bulb plus any of these guys makes Naturia Beast, and Naturia Beast is just really good. Or you know what? I think what we should do is... I don't know. There we go. The extra deck doesn't matter. Just play whatever you want, whatever you can. Then Trishula, because I just remembered Trishula. It's level 9, so Glow Up Bulb plus 2 level 4s. Or you know what? Even Special Summon Assault Halberd, normal summon this, add a Trap Hole. Bring this back from the grave. You have a Trap Hole, and then you can sync for Trishula. And then pop 3 cards from your opponent. Well, not pop, but get rid of 3 cards from your opponent. Everything else doesn't matter except Castel. Castel's really good. And then 3 Traptrix Rafflesia. You can play any number you want, but I'm just maxing out at 3 just to always be able to have one. This is the best new Traptrix monster. And oh gosh. So she's unaffected by trap effects while it has Xyz material, so that's really good. That's like extremely good. So, I think, because it actually touches the field, so, you can go ahead and use it with, it protects you from a bottomless, basically. Continues on, Traptrix monsters you control except Rafflesia herself can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. So her being a nice 2,500, you can summon her in defense, and then she'll protect your other Traptrix monsters. Your opponent can't target Traptrix monsters you control except Rafflesia with card effects. So Rafflesia is just really good. She helps protect the other ones, and then you can go ahead and bring out the other guys and start attacking because you have your nice trap cards. you have your trap cards to like stop your opponent's big monsters. This one will protect your little guys, and your little guys can attack directly for damage and stuff. Let's see. The best effect of Rafflesia is that once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach an Xyz material and then send one trap hole card or one whole normal trap card that meets the activation conditions from your deck to the graveyard. So basically, and then this effect becomes that trap card's effect while it's activated when it's activated. So basically, have her on the field. Opponent summons a monster. Whatever trap hole card in your deck you can activate, you can detach an Xyz material, send it to the graveyard. She gets that effect. So that is extremely useful. It basically lets you bottomless straight from the deck, even if you don't have bottomless. And best part is she's generic. So again, make her with Assault Halberd, Instant Fusion, Dianea, whatever. Call the Haunted. So Rafflesia is just no doubt the best, probably the best card. Everything works together really well, but just having her being able to activate, trap hole cards straight from the deck is really, really useful. And something very interesting here, I have no idea. I need to look more into this, but as you can, it says while she has Xyz material, she's unaffected by trap effects. So something interesting that happened the other day when I was dueling is that I had Rafflesia on the field. My opponent had a set card. My opponent attempts to normal summon a monster. I activate Rafflesia's effect, detaching an Xyz material and then sending bottomless, and then I'm about to send bottomless. My opponent activates Solemn Strike, Notice, Solemn Strike, or Notice. I don't even remember which it is. I'm so bad. Weebs. But Solemn Strike, right? Pays a 1500, but Rafflesia's protected. Now again, this was on YGO Pro. And then, it just fizzles out. And I'm guessing, I guess because she's immune to trap effects, and then my opponent just quit after that. I don't know if that's like a bug in YGO Pro's system, but that's just something interesting to note. I need to look into the rulings of that, and if by chance you happen to know, let me know, because that would be absolutely amazing if that was the case. So that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. Do you have any suggestions for me? Do you have any ideas? Are you playing a deck like this? A build similar to this? How's that working? I absolutely love Traptrix. I don't know. Ever since they kind of first came out, I didn't start actually playing them until Premium Gold re-released them, because then I could easily get them all. And I could easily get them all in a nice rarity, and especially the Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. It's been a fun deck, and I really do like the Rafflesia coming out. I don't know, I'm glad I have at least one Rafflesia in real life too. I really would like to build this deck in real life. All I need is Max C's, I need Chasm of Spikes, I need some Trap Hole stuff, and I need pretty much the entire extra deck. But hey, that would be fun if I could get this all out, and again, bring out my nice shiny gold Traptrix monsters. Remember to leave a like if you'd like to see more deck profiles. Again, give me some feedback on whether you prefer them on YGO Pro or you prefer them in real life, which I really want to try having real life above anything, above YGO Pro or Dueling. Well, okay, Dueling Network's dead, but so let me know what you think down in the comments below. Also, remember to subscribe to stick around for more deck profiles in the future. Currently, as we're recording this, the next great YuGiTuber thing is going on. Admissions are still open, but if you want to check out my video, I'll have it linked in the description. I'll have it carded at the top right. Let me know, go ahead and check it out, because that'd be really cool if you could do that. Go ahead and support me, and again, support anyone who you would like to support for this competition. Anyway, this has been King of Feral Imps. Have a nice day.